Welcome to the Soap Thing Project. This video is the first in a three-part series of videos called 30 Years of Disposable Razors. In this video, I am going to do a shave with the Schick Disposable Razor. I'm going to do a shave with it, and we're going to talk about it coming up next. Alright, before we do the shave, let's talk about what we're doing here. Why are we here? Last fall, I did a comprehensive series of videos, a 6-part series called The Evolution of Gillette Cartridge Razors. That was actually quite a successful series insofar as it showcased all of Gillette's flagship razors from when they started making cartridges. So we started with the Techmatic, we went to the Track 2, then the Atra, then the Sensor, the Mach 3, and the Fusion. It was, like I said, quite a successful series, and a lot of people watched it, a lot of people liked it. It was interesting that I got a lot of comments and also requests talking about doing the same thing with disposable razors. The problem is disposable razors are a lot harder to track down history for, if that makes any sense. So at one point I thought about just grabbing a bunch of disposable razors off the shelf, and I would do like a shave off with all the modern disposable razors. And I thought, nah, it doesn't sound like that much fun. I want to make it more interesting. And then a light bulb went off inside my head. A few years ago, I did a video where I shaved with a bar of dial gold from the 1980s. So I seem to remember really enjoying doing that video, and it got me thinking, why not just bundle those two ideas together? Because I think it would be really interesting to shave with a disposable razor and shave with a bar of soap, because a lot of people do that. They go in the shower and they shave with their favorite bar of soap, and then they just grab a disposable razor. And then it went one step further, where I decided to make it a series of decades based mostly on what I could find items for. In this case, I was able to find shaving stuff for the 1980s, the 1990s, and the early 2000s. I get that there's a lot of history forward and backward of those decades, but this is what I could find, so this is what we're going to shave with. With all that in mind, here it is. This is the razor we're going to start with. We're going to start with the 1980s. This is the Schick Disposable Razor, and this is a packet of razors from the 1980s. The reason I know it's from the 1980s is because the packaging is consistent with advertising from that era. So, let's read from the back of the packet. It says, Warner Lambert Company, Morris Plains, New Jersey. Schick Disposable Razor. And that's it. The only reason I know it's 1980s is, like I said, because we have a lot of advertising from back then that looks exactly like this. And that's it. That's the shave for today. Schick Disposable Razor. Right there. The bar of soap is going to be a bar of Zest that actually is from the 1980s. Let's read from the packaging. It says, made in the USA by Procter & Gamble, Cincinnati, Ohio, 1988. And here is the ingredients list with the made in the USA and the date stamp on the bottom. It does have tallow in it. People were surprised to learn that when I did the shave with the bar of dial gold from the 80s, that it had tallow in it. That's actually not really all that surprising to me. You can go to your grocery store right now today and get a bar of Lever 2000, and it has tallow in it. In fact, historically, in the 1700s and the 1800s, and probably even before that, a bar of soap was just a block of tallow with a handful of other ingredients in it. So, not much to it. But yeah, here we have a 35 plus, well, I'm not going to do the math, 35-ish plus year old bar of Zest, 1988. So that's the bar soap. And the aftershave is none other than the great Drakkar Noir. The fragrance version of this was originally released in 1982, so we are period correct, maybe not in practice with the aftershave, but certainly in spirit. This is a new aftershave bottle. I seem to recall the vintage aftershaves not looking like this, so we're taking some creative liberty around the edges for this particular shave. All right, it's time to give this a try. All right, I've got 2 days of growth on the face today. I've been a busy guy and haven't had time to do my normal 36-hour shave videos like normal, but that's okay because I have a Schick Disposable razor and it looks exactly like this. I tore open the package and sprung one out of there, and here's what it looks like. So there's really not much to it. It's really lightweight. It looks fairly high quality for what it is. There's definitely no like breaking this thing apart too easily. The plastic seems like it's really high quality stuff. Now it's time to open this white part and see if the blade is any good. So it looks like a twin blade razor. It says that on the packaging. I should have assumed that. But here it is. The blade looks perfectly fine for being from the 1980s. And for the soap, here is the Zest. I know you're supposed to open it like this, but I'm going to open it from the side like I did with the bar of Dial Gold. Just slide it out the side there. The scent is interesting. It's something of a fresh, spicy sort of scent. Definitely different from how Zest smells now. This is, I don't know how to describe it. It's just a more old school smelling scent. That could just be the shelf life. It could just be the age. Who knows? In any case, here it is. Zest. And on the other side, a little nice attention to detail there. It actually has stamped into it Procter & Gamble, USA. They don't make stuff like they used to, including bars of soap. Ah, it smells good. Really does. It's like a clean, fresh, spicy smell. It's actually not even that spicy. More fresh than spicy. There is a little bit of, just a hint of spice to it. It's not just runaway freshness. In any case, how am I going to shave with this? Well, when I did the Dial Gold shave, I used hot water because I was pretending to be in the shower. So I think as much as I do not recommend hot water shaving, I am going to do it here today just for the sake of consistency since I'm using a bar of soap. So let's crank the water over to hot and warm this stuff up. It's hot already. There are a lot of things to complain about here at Incirlik Air Base, but my hot water heater is not one of those things. Okay, I'm going to attempt to wet the face with this really hot water. Hot. Okay. Now, take the bar of soap and run it into the water. There we go, it's a little better. And now, the best way I know how to do this, which is how my dad did, is you just work this into the face. And you don't even got to use that much, because it's not gonna whip up into a lather. It's just supposed to kind of get slimy and create a slick surface for you to shave with. I do think the tallow helps. There is at least one soap later in this series that does not have tallow, so we'll see how that goes. And I'm just adding little bits of water, just running my hand under the water. There we go. I think I can safely shave with that. It's a little unorthodox using. It's a little unorthodox looking. Wow. It's unorthodox looking, but I think if I hurry up and shave, it'll probably be fine. So here we go. The Schick Disposable razor from the 1980s. Let's see how sharp this thing still is. Interesting. It's sharper than some double-edged blades I've seen. Ah, this is nice. This is a nice shave. Nice and slick. You're not going to win any popularity contests, at least not in this hobby, but if you're just trying to get a shave so you can get out the door, there are worse ways to do it. Scent strength on the Zest is nothing crazy. About, I'd say, 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 is a perfectly average scent strength coming off of what is most certainly a very old bar soap. This thing is a breeze to shave with. It's a dream. It is just a dream. It is not remarkably aggressive because, I mean, it's a cartridge razor. So I am going to do a second pass, though. It's not really a thing that you do with a cartridge razor, but I'm going to do it anyway. Some more hot water. Zest. Okay. Hot. It's kind of amazing how some of this stuff just doesn't age. Like, I know people who have pulled open, like, packs of Gillette blades from the 40s and shave with them and they're fine. Like, it's craziness. Okay, across the grain with the Schick Disposable razor, twin blade razor. And again, it's not the closest shave ever. It is definitely typical of a cartridge razor experience. But it is getting the job done. It's not super mild either. I would say if we're going to talk in safety razor standards, this is surprisingly efficient without having hardly any aggressiveness. There's practically no blade feel. I say that because there are some cartridge razors that are blade feely. Like the Atra is a abnormally blade forward razor. Why? I have no idea. I just know that it is. I should probably wet the face if I'm going to touch up any more, because it is seeming like it needs to be reactivated. Like it's trying to dry out. But I think most people will be done with their shave by now anyway. How about that? Wonderful shave. All right, let's have a rinse. I'm going to rinse with cold water this time. There's still a couple of spots where hair is not wanting to get chopped down. Residual slickness on this stuff is great. Like, I hate to break it to people, but residual slickness is kind of overrated. Like, I've used stuff that you're not even supposed to shave with, and it has more residual slickness than a lot of artisan soaps. So, just depends. That's good. That's a good shave. I'm proud of myself for that one. Alright, time for the Drakkar Noir Aftershave Splash. Now, my hands can't get the bottle open. Alright, now this does not have a rev limiter, so be careful, otherwise you'll peel out catastrophically. Finger over top of it, a little bit out. There we go. Ooh, that was almost a little too much. A little too much. Okay, we'll put it on. Oh, wow, classic scent. Just that lavender and the woody notes. Drakkar Noir is amazing. Okay, wonderful aftershave. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful shave. I can't say it enough times. I shouldn't be surprised because I keep making a reference to the Dial Gold shave, but that shave was fun, and this one is no different. It's I don't know why. It's just an interesting experience that's fun to try at least once. You know what I mean? Okay, so my final thoughts on vintage Schick Disposable twin razors from the 1980s and the zest that goes with it. I think both of these are absolutely good to go. If you stumble upon either of these or both of these and you have the nerve to try to use them like this, I can't imagine you're going to have that many problems. I'm just saying. Okay, that's it for today's video. Questions, comments, put them in the comment section of the video. Otherwise, until next time, this is Soap Thing telling you, shave like you mean it. Thanks for watching.